Cancel the U2 concert.
Boy, oh boy, did I have a great tirade.
Don't fucking do it. This should be like a 1.5 point line.
Oh, they just scored again.
I think he's the clear-cut winner.
That's the only good move.
That's it.
Welcome to the Thielet Graves podcast. I'm Thielet.
I'm Graves, and we're just two dudes like yapping about sports.
Welcome to the Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we're just two dudes that like to yap about sports. Today's a loaded show. We're starting with the MLB, going to the NHL, and then talk about a massive NFL week and day out of nowhere.
Plus an enormous rant.
Yeah, an enormous rant in the NFL segment, which I just can't wait to talk about. Well, let's get started with the MLB. Donnie Ball.
3 words. Donnie baseball.
Yeah, it is. He is currently 14-14, 500 record, faster than what Derek Shelton was able to do here. We had a really good week of Pirate baseball.
We swept the Phillies. How?
Mind you, they are going 9 for the last 10 with losses, but that's besides the point. That's still the Phils.
Yeah, that's well besides the point. It's the Phillies.
Yeah.
And now these next 3 days we got the Marlins.
Yeah, so we can go on a little bit of a run. Don't look now. Pirates are hot. Okay.
Yeah.
We're a hot team.
Yeah. And
it's time to plan the parade, Isaac.
Speaking of the Marlins, how do you get swept by the Rockies?
It's the Marlins. Do you expect anything less from them? I get it's the Rockies.
Yeah, it's the Rockies.
But just makes this series better for us. I mean, we'll see. Well, this is we were even enjoying a masterclass from Skeens yesterday.
Unreal.
And
how about Braxton Ashcraft?
Yeah.
Really solid.
Really solid.
Like,
I remember playing against them in the show. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is this guy? And then
relievers from Saturday and Sunday, Braxton Ashcraft and Isaac Mattson
were
both really f***ing good.
Yeah, which is good that we actually have some decent bullpen for once.
Yeah.
And I swear to gosh, if we don't win, if Polsky doesn't get one more win, I'm going to lose it. I'm so tired of these non-decisions and all these losses he's been taking because we can't score a f***ing run with him on the mound. Don't know what it is. It's just, it's insane. But before we get more into the baseball, Isaac, I think you owe somebody an apology.
Yeah, I do. I need to sincerely apologize to Henry Davis. Dude, you're f***ing insane.
Yeah, and what a week, back-to-back home run days.
Yeah.
Him and Nicky G playing out of their mind this entire series.
I don't know if MLB has stars of the week like NHL does. He's my first star of the week.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
Yeah.
He's finally looks comfortable in the box, which is something he's been up, but I think it's his third or fourth time up from bouncing up and down from Indy, and then this is the most comfortable he's looked.
Yeah, what's he batting? Like,
I think he's batting like a 216.
It seems way better than that. Like,
well, why are you looking that up? I want to talk about Andy Rodriguez out for another 10 days. He's officially back on the 10-day IL.
Yeah. So Henry Davis is our number one catcher, which at least we feel a lot more comfortable with him now.
Yes.
But Joey Bart's in concussion protocol.
Still, which is insane.
He could be back soon, but we don't know. So Henry Davis is our number one, and then Brett Sullivan
was just called up today.
Brett Sullivan is a guy. I do not know about this guy.
Well, we'll see him play at some point this week.
Henry Davis, so far, this season is batting .205.
Oh, so I give him a better overall.
Wow.
A better average than what he had.
That's way lower
Well,
than I
he
thought.
had a crappy first stint up here this season.
He did. Yeah, his career high right now is 213. He was 144 last year.
He did not look comfortable at all last year.
No.
I mean, because granted, you can't lie. He was not ready for the year, and not having any Rodriguez being down with a Tommy John injury didn't help either.
Yeah.
Well, let's look ahead for this week. As Isaac mentioned before, we are taking on the Marlins for a 3-game series starting today and ending Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we travel to Chicago to take on the Cubbies.
Oh, boy.
Which is going to be a big-time series to see where we actually are with our division, as we're playing the top team in our division.
Who have been struggling a little bit.
Yes, which it's finally hitting the bug of the June bug.
Yeah.
And then after that, we will begin our beginning of the week series against the Detroit Tigers in Detroit.
All right. It's an interesting schedule to end to end June.
Yes.
Which I know it's June 9th. I know we should not be talking about ending June yet, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue moving over to the NHL.
We got a lot to talk about.
Before we get started with staff changes, let's knock out the awards. Capitals head coach Spencer Carberry wins the Jack Adams, now the first head coach to win the ECHL, the AHL, and the NHL coach to win all 3 years.
Yeah,
that is insane.
He's won all 3 of those. That's crazy. I mean, he was the runaway favorite. He deserves it.
Yeah, and he made a Caps team that was bottom of the league last year into a playoff team that won a series.
Yeah.
And was able to keep everyone grounded during the whole Ovi watch all year.
He went from 2 years ago, this Caps team being hurt every 5 minutes, for one thing, and having Peter Laviolette as their head coach, which didn't go great.
No.
To getting them back to the playoffs in his first year, then to getting them to the number 1 seed in the East his second year.
Yeah, and I want to say this East year was a great East year. The East year wasn't as strong as it typically is.
The West was much stronger this year.
Much stronger this year.
But
which is utterly mind-boggling how every other year it's either the West or the East. Like, why can't we have both sides of the NHL good for once?
Yeah.
It's always the East takes over for like a crap ton of years, and then the West starts sneaking up, and then the East takes it back over.
Do what I do. Blame all your problems on the Philadelphia Flyers.
All right. Well, I don't want to talk about the Cup final yet, but we're going to go over to staff changes.
Yeah. All right. It has happened. I know we said it was going to be Mitch Love.
Yes.
It is not Mitch Love. Introducing the 23rd head coach in Pittsburgh Penguins franchise history, Dan Muse. Okay.
I actually love the hire.
I like it. First off, no disrespect, but you have a new nickname coined by me. Your name is Egghead.
I see that all over Twitter. It's great. Well, first off, Twitter this weekend was
unhinged.
It was great between the NBA finals and what else is going on in the world. It's been a great week of internet. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
First off, hats off to the internet. It never ceased to faze me. But yeah, no, I love the hire. He is a gold medalist with the junior team.
Yeah.
He had 2 stints in the NHL, not as a head coach, but as assistant coach.
He was with the Rangers the last 2 years.
So he doesn't have much NHL experience, which I told you is something I wanted.
Yeah,
I wanted a first-year guy here.
Yeah, and Mitch Love doesn't have a ton of NHL experience either.
Sometimes having none is better than having some.
But maybe he ends up sticking around, and then he gets in to a more rebuilding team.
Yes.
Like, I hate to say it, but if like a team like the Predators do shitty again this year, I could see him going there.
I could see him going there too. Going back to our new head coach, one of the things that our GM said is that he loved the way that he develops players. Right now, the Pens have such a young nucleus, but we got
a lot of young guys coming up.
Rucker McGorty, who was his captain on the juniors team.
Yeah.
They have the Russian. Why am I forgetting his name?
Yeah, about that.
He's no longer on the team, is he?
He signed in Sweden.
Of course he did.
Yeah, Vasily Ponomarev.
Yes, which he was really good for us the time he was up.
Well, no, that was Vili Koivunen. He's still here.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
He's Finnish.
Okay, Finnish, not Russian.
Yeah,
I don't know what I was talking about.
Ponomarev is the Russian,
but
and he signed.
Yeah, just insane. I don't know why you would leave the NHL. But anyways, like we have a young Nicholas. We have that Wilkes-Barre, the line in Wilkes-Barre was the McGordy line. That line was insane all year long. Now there's a chance of all three of them being up on the main team next year. So having that young nucleus and still having, honestly, the best core in NHL history between Malkin, Crosby, and Letang.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, as a head coach, I would love to be able to develop my own guys while getting not like advice for how to coach, but advice on certain things from, I don't know, what could be 3 future Hall of Famers on my team.
You're not going to see a trio this good.
No, ever again.
You've seen plenty of duos that are that good. Obviously, you got Gretzky and Paul Coffey.
Yes.
But trio? The only one that comes closest is Taves, Kaner, and Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, but they only had the 3-year run. This is year, I want to say, either 16 or 17 of all 3 of them together.
20.
20. Wow, that's crazy. That's just great. That's like the longest.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like you said, there was these duos like Paul Coffey and Wayne
Gretzky.
And there's also Mario and Yager.
Right.
But they were dominant, but you don't see the trios. So being a coach coming in is the great thing.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased with this. Well, let's get over to a blunder. After a disappointing Western Conference final, and which makes no sense they did this, the Dallas Stars
I don't get this.
Fired Peter DeBoer.
After 3 seasons. Okay. So is it disappointing to not make it to the Stanley Cup final when you're as talented of a team as you are?
Yes.
Yes. Did he make it to the Western Conference final every single year he was there?
Yes.
Also, yes. So, and Jim Nils said in a press conference after he made the decision that it wasn't because of his performance. It was because of his comments after Game 5 when he pulled Ottinger. That's a stupid way. That's a stupid reason to fire your head coach that's gotten you to the Western Conference final every single year.
And we talked about this on here a couple weeks ago, how we thought that pulling Ottinger was a boneheaded move. But at the same time, coaches ought to make boneheaded moves. And that's why you have more than 1 year with a team.
It wasn't a great move, but it probably needed to happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, here's my thinking. Now that this is done, Jim Nill just lost any additional votes for the Jim Gregory.
Oh yeah,
he was a finalist.
He was.
He's won it. He's won it the last 2 years. He just lost it. He just lost it right there.
It blows my mind why it was so quick to fire him.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Which I'm happy with the coach we have right now, but boy, if we would have waited just a little bit longer, Dallas would have made that move.
I don't think Pete DeBoer would be good.
I think he worked with an older team in Dallas.
If Seattle would have waited.
Oh yeah, that would have been a great spot.
Mm-hmm. So who's next for Dallas is the question. Jay Woodcroft?
Mitch Love?
Maybe.
That just makes no sense. No sense at all.
Don't hire Dan Bilesma.
Oh yeah.
Don't hire DJ Smith.
Let's not repeat history.
Nope. Don't.
All right.
Jim Nill's too good of a GM to do something like that.
Yeah.
But oof.
Yeah, this was definitely a blunder.
Yeah.
Let's go over to major extensions. Well, you talked about them earlier. Let's talk about them again.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Flyers.
They have signed forward Noah Cates to a 4-year, $4 million per year extension. That's good.
Yeah, that's great for them. For the team that had very, very bad year. And
Who had a very Flyers year.
yeah, it was a very Flyers year. Started off real hot, like scary hot, and then just simmered.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Flyers they were the first of these teams to bring in a bunch of nobodies. But Noah Cates has emerged. And
Yes.
yeah, no, I think that's a solid extension. It's comfortable enough to where you can see where he's at after, like, even before the contract's up and decide if you want to really sign him long term.
Well, and this is like a contract where, like, I don't know, like, it's like the new NFL 1 year, $10 million contract where you can just go year by year and assess the situation. I mean, let's say he has a bad first year, but has a great second year.
Yeah.
So that third year, you can make the decision, okay, is he going to keep the good year or is he going to go back to the bad?
So last season, Noah Cates in 78 games had 16 goals, 21 assists for 37 points.
Yeah, it's not a bad year for a guy who could have been a third or fourth liner for any team in the NHL.
Yeah. Like, he's 26. So he's still young.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that extension.
I don't see anything wrong with it either.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to the Colorado Avalanche as they sign Brock Nielsen to an extension. Has a little bit of value.
It's got a value. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. Do you want to go ahead and take it away?
3 years, which is not bad. Brock Nelson is 35. $7.5 million per season. Yeah.
They made no room for them to make any moves now.
Look, Brock Nelson is an objectively great player.
Yes.
He was the backbone of the Islanders for years. But here's the thing. You're now on a team with Nathan McKinnon.
And some other great talent on that team, too.
Just talent up and down the roster. You are, on a perfect day, the second-line center. You are, on most days, you're a third liner.
Yeah, so why are you requesting 7.5, taking up more than half the cap?
That's not third liner money.
No, it's not. It's top line money or second line money, and he's not going to be a second line player the entire most of the year.
Yeah,
I don't know why the Avalanche agreed to this contract.
his agent must be real damn good, I guess.
He must have the Kirk Cousins agent because, geez, that was a big contract.
3 years, which isn't bad.
But there's no wiggle room.
There's no wiggle room, and he's already 35.
So he'll be 38. He'll be 38 by the time that contract's up. What's up with these older guys getting these massive contracts this year?
I don't know. Like, whew.
I mean, granted, we have 3 guys on semi-big contracts.
Sid's on 8.7.
Yeah, but he's a fine wine. We'll just put it that way.
And 8.7 for
a guy
for the greatest player of our generation.
Yeah, so
is a bargain.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem there.
Gino and Tanger at 6.1.
Gino's contract, I'm thinking now it's not
aging the best.
Yeah, but Tanger's contract is great.
Yeah.
Because he still plays second most time on the ice, and he's coming back from heart attacks to be back on this team. So
yeah,
you can't look at the Pens and be like, oh, that's why all these guys are getting contracts. I said, well, circumstances are different.
What's our worst contract?
You kidding me? We know our worst contract.
Ryan Graves.
Oh, okay. Our second worst contract.
Erik Karlsson.
No.
What?
No. Tristan Jarry's contract. Awful.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Awful.
That's bad.
No way a guy should be making. I think he's making $5 million.
5.4.
Yeah. So for $5.4 million to be playing the minors for half the year.
Yeah.
That is an awful contract.
And still 3 years left.
Karlsson can still rack up the points and rack up the goals if needed.
He's not a $10 million guy.
No, but he's not a waste of space that Tristan Jarry is and Ryan Graves are.
Yeah.
So
Ryan Graves makes 4.5.
Yeah, which is we're moving on before I start ranting. So I already have another rant that I'm about to go through. Okay, now let's talk about the playoffs. Oh boy, I love the Cup final.
I love it.
It never ceased to disappoint. We had 2 back-to-back overtime games. Game 1 going to just 1 overtime with the Edmonton Oilers taking up, which, by the way, was not Carolina. Sorry, Hurricanes fans. But the Florida Panthers, their defense in that game 1 OT just collapsed.
Yeah.
I don't know why they weren't pinching on the corner. Because, I mean, even in game 2, you saw them struggling. Because McDavid kept on walking into the inside slot and taking a shot almost every single time when he was down low.
Did you have Seth Jones quarterback your defense?
No, I wouldn't.
But did they?
They had to have, because like it did not look as good as they were all year. And but I'll tell you what, Brad Marchand, he ceases to never disappoint me. One shorthanded goal and one overtime goal in the same game.
Brad, you bitch.
I love it. It makes me happy, man.
Yeah, so he is the first player ever to score a shorthanded goal and an overtime winner in the same playoff game. I could not believe that stat that had never happened before.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you what, that pickup they had in the trade deadline.
That looks like the best value ever.
Yeah,
because yes, by this point, that pick that they sent off has turned into a first round pick for the Bruins. But
honestly, you
only gave up a first-round pick. You didn't give up anybody else.
And then on top of that, a first-round draft pick, you probably see them, unless they're like a Connor Bedard type of player or a Crosby, where they don't spend time down in our version of Wilkes-Barre, or spend time down in the minors.
Yeah,
they're up on. So you won't see them for the next 3 to 4 years, at minimum.
Yeah.
So this was a great pickup by them. I'll tell you what, let's look today on it's currently Monday, June 9th.
Yeah.
Today will be game 3 of the Stanley Cup final. And I'll tell you what, it's in Florida. It's a 1-1 series. I see Florida taking this one tonight.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't see them taking a 3-1 lead out of Florida.
Yeah.
I see them going 2-2. This is a 7-game series. I'm sorry. I will be shocked if most of these games are overtime games, because this is the best matchup we could have got.
I'll take a prop for tonight. Give me Sam Reinhart 2 goals.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Reinhardt's going to have 2?
Yeah.
I think Tkachuk's going to get on the board tonight.
All right.
That's what I'm taking. That's the prop bet I would take, but I'm not going to be able to take it until next week because I'm not old enough. But we're getting there. Okay, well, we want to do a preview pretty soon. We're not doing this today, are we?
We are doing this today.
Okay. But we're going to, as we transition into the summer months called the dead sports months, we need stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So as we are doing the NFL schedule predictions, we're now going into free agency predictions for the Metro Division and the rest of the divisions of the NHL.
Yep. So Metro today, Central next week.
Yes.
So we're gonna go through each team in the Metro Division. We're going to just decide if their free agents are going to stay or are going to go. If you have a prediction for where you think they're going to go, fire it. If not, not a big deal.
All right. Well, let's get started with the Hurricanes, since they were the furthest team in the Metro.
Yeah.
Well, their top free agents right now is a 40-year-old defenseman,
Brent Burns.
I think he retires.
You think he retires?
Yeah, he's 40, and I don't think he has another run in him.
Look, I see where you're going with that, but then again, it's Brent Burns. That man is the swamp monster of all swamp monsters. He's still a tough son of a bitch.
I mean, yeah, he always has been and always will be.
Yeah.
But I think Carolina has a lot of problems, and the last thing they need is to sign a contract to a 41-year-old.
I mean, if he does want to come back, only give him a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Or he goes back to San Jose for 1 year.
Why would he do that? There's no chance of him winning. If I'm a 40-year-old that's been the one cup and lost the cup to the Pens. Sorry, I had to put it out there. So he has no cups right now. If I'm a 40-year-old, I want my cup. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to a team that's going to get me a cup. And no offense, Carolina's not going to be that team anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I will be going somewhere like a Avalanche, or maybe depending on what goes on in Florida, maybe sneak down to Florida,
Maybe.
something like that.
I can see him going to the
top
Leafs.
teams. Yeah, I can see him being a Leaf too.
Yeah.
I can see Leafs paying out of the ass for him. I can see that happening. Their next is another defenseman.
Dmitry Orlov. I thought I heard somewhere that he's going to play in Russia, but I don't know how true that is.
He's 33, so he's not the youngest guy on the block, but he is still really fucking good.
He is.
So that's another one of those. You're like 33. You had the chance to go back to Russia and play, but I want a cup. So that's another one that's going to go to the championship caliber.
Or maybe
team.
that's just hangover from last year, me thinking about Evgeny Kuznetsov. I don't know.
There's a whole bunch of like the Russia players.
There's a lot of guys going back to play overseas.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like, I don't know what that is. And then going up to the forwards, Jack Roslovic. They are stupid if they don't.
They got to sign him now. Like that has to be like a quick signing.
Not a 8-year deal, but he's not that. But like 4 years, $3 million, I'd say.
Yes, like you got to lock him down for a little bit.
Yeah, because he was incredibly reliable for that team.
Yes, for a team that couldn't rely on anybody halfway through the year.
This past season, he had 22 goals, 17 assists, 39 points in 81 games. That's not remarkable by any means, especially for a former first-round pick.
Yeah.
But that's really damn good.
That is really good.
That's the third highest point total of his career. So he was drafted 25th overall by the Jets in 2015.
Much it was so dumb for the Jets to let him go.
Yeah. He never cracked 30 points while he was there. He gets traded to the Blue Jackets, I believe in the PLD trade, if I'm not mistaken. Has a couple okay seasons with the CBJ.
Yeah, but a CBJ is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that was.
And they've been a dumpster fire since. What's the last time they were in the final? Not the cup. In the playoff 16. The year we beat them.
The 1920 season.
Okay, so they haven't been good since 1920. So
yeah.
Well, not 1920, but 2019 to 2020 season.
Yeah.
So
and then he gets shipped to the Rangers at the deadline last season in 23-24. He was there.
Just didn't do anything.
Yeah. But then matches his career high in goals this season with the Hurricanes. So you re-sign him under every single circumstance.
I don't see why not. And the one thing about them, they have a lot of restricted free agents, so they have room to make a deal.
Well, actually, those are all next year. It looks like.
Oh, these right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at Puckpedia and.
Okay. I'm on Sport Track.
Yeah. All right. Eric Robinson. Yeah, this is typically not a guy you know exists. This past season, 14 goals, 18 assists, 32 points.
I can see him walking.
Yeah, I could see him walking. I don't see him getting a massive contract.
He's gonna be like a small third, fourth line type of contract.
Yeah, he's a fourth liner.
Yeah,
he's a fourth liner, but he's a reliable fourth liner.
Yeah, which is missing in the entire NHL, to be honest.
So he was an undrafted guy. He had a couple decent seasons in Columbus. Gets traded to the Sabres early in the 23-24 season and plays like he was on the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, just put it that way.
Yeah,
nice way to put it.
He had 9 points in 40 games. But then signs a 1-year deal with Carolina and does really well. Like, he had career high in points, career high in goals, career high in everything. So, yeah, I mean, someone's got to pick him up. Don't wait for him to reach the professional tryout period.
Yeah.
Like,
So the only other free agent that I see that's going to be has a chance to walk is going to be Spencer Martin, goalie. He's only 30.
he's still there?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been with the Wolves
So
basically all season. Jesus. Okay.
So Spencer Martin, he's played some time in the NHL. He's only 30. He could be a bridge quarterback. Oh my God, goalie. I'm still thinking about what we did over the weekend. But yeah, no, that's something like I can see like him going to the Pens, like someone who needs a goalie that's somewhat reliable.
I've never been a fan of him.
I think he could be something for us, better than what we have. I mean, come on now.
Sure, but yeah. And then the only other guy that's up on the NHL roster is Tyson Jost.
Walk. I don't see why Carolina's going to bend over back to keep him up.
He's going to be a PTO.
Yeah.
He was the 10th overall pick in 2016.
Which is insane.
His highest point total was this season, actually, 33 points. Or no, never mind. His highest point total was 26 points in 2018-19 with the Avalanche.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move over to the Blue Jackets.
Jeez, they have $40 million in projected cap space. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, they got a lot of free agents.
They have Ivan Provorov, Luke Kunin, Sean
Corrali,
Dante Farbro. They have a couple key guys that are free agents.
Yeah. So okay. So all right, let's just go through it. So James Van Riemsdyk, older guy.
Yes. Forget he's even on that team.
16 goals, 19 assists for 35 points in 69 games.
Where's he at? How's he on his list? Oh, here he is.
He's 30,
just lower.
So he's 36. I think it'd be worth keeping him on a 1-year deal.
But I don't think Columbus is going to do that.
Yeah.
They got more fish to fry than trying to keep a 36-year-old guy around.
Yeah, they've got more fish to fry than their free agents.
Yeah, they have a lot of front office problems to deal with.
They've got to figure their goaltending situation the fuck out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Elvis Merzlikins is signed through the 26-27 season. $5.4 million, which is manageable. But he's been under a 900 save percentage for a couple years straight. He's already requested a trade out of Columbus.
And I would too.
What do? Do they ride out another year with him? Do they maybe try to go and trade for a guy like John Gibson?
You're going to have to do something because if no goalie's going to want to play good if he doesn't want to be here.
Because here's the thing. I really like the guy that they had coming up out of Cleveland, Jet Greaves. He looked insane in the couple of games he played in the NHL last season.
You're right, he did. I mean, but it also we're going to do so much with the defense they have in front of them.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think their main focus should be the defense. I mean, you have Ivan Provorov as a unrestricted free agent.
You got him. You got Dante Fabro.
You got Luke. Luke's the center. Sorry, Jordan.
Jack Johnson.
Jordan Harris is also half your starting defensemen are gone.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have a top 3 offensive defenseman in the league in Zach Werenski.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah, I'll take it.
But outside of him, you got Erica Branson.
Yeah, that's it. So, Columbus's free agents should definitely be focusing more on the defensive side of it than the offensive side.
Their offensive side is a lot of fourth line or just younger guys.
Yeah. So let them walk. I can see Luke walking. I can see Sean walking.
Actually, I don't see Corrali walking.
Because I think Corrali's going to walk.
Even though he's an alternate captain and he's a kind of a backbone of that team.
I don't think they're going to sign him because I think they're going to spend too much on their defense.
Yeah. Christian Fisher is going to be a PTO.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin LeBanc. Dubas. Honestly.
We have so many problems.
Honestly, I'd like to see Kevin LeBanc on our fourth line.
I would too.
He's cheap as fuck.
But at the moment, we have too many. We have other problems to deal with than just trying to get a fourth liner.
The only forward that I say that they need to really, really, hammer a contract for is Dmitry Voronkov.
Agreed.
22 goals, 24 assists, 46 points last season. He's 24. He's 6'5".
Big dude.
Yeah, he's a big-ass dude. So, yeah. Dmitry Voronkov.
He has what status? Big man status.
He has big-ass man status.
That's what he has.
Yeah. Mikhail Pythia, I don't know who you are. Luke Cunnin, that trade was so pointless.
It was.
For both sides, for Columbus and for San Jose. So, Luke Cunnin, in 63 games with the Sharks this season, he had 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 points. He was an alternate captain for them, by the way. He gets to Columbus, 12 games, lays a fat f***ing donut.
It's that Ryan Graves effect, man.
A literal donut. So Luke Cunnin's is an interesting guy. Like, I don't know how to feel about him. I could see him. I really could see him going to Ottawa.
Really?
Yeah. I think he fit on that Ottawa fourth line.
All right, well, let's move over to New Jersey.
All right.
The first one that comes up on my screen is Jake Allen, goalie. He's 34. Where do you? I don't know, man.
Okay, $12 million in cash paid. Jesus.
Yeah,
they got guys. Okay. Yeah, Jake Allen. So they've been in a goalie blunder for years.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gotten better. Obviously, Markstrom has been really solid for them.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the best playoff run.
Honestly,
that entire defense of grouping was hurt the entire run.
Yeah, pretty much. So Jake Allen, at this point in his career, is a backup.
Yes.
He's a backup. He's going to get backup money. But he's a reliable-ass backup. Like, I kind of want to see him go to the Kings.
I can see him go to the Kings. I can also see him go to Edmonton at the end of the year. Reliable back. And especially if Skinner's playing as good as he is, I could see him being Skinner's backup.
Because as a mild Kings fan, Jake Allen is a way better backup than David Riddick.
Yeah.
Than Big Save Dave.
I think Jake Allen can also go to a team like Anaheim and
back
up.
He could go to Anaheim. He could go to Vegas, honestly, because I don't think Samsonov's gonna stay there. But I don't know.
All right. Well, Penguin legend. Okay. Brian Dumoulin is also an unrestricted free agent. He shoots left. He's a 33-year-old player.
He's been doing actually not that bad since he left the Penguins.
Yeah, how about that? A Penguin playing great.
Yeah,
not on the Pens.
Okay, so
story of this year.
He had a career season in Seattle in 23-24. 6 goals. 6 goals out of Brian Dumoulin.
Never happened. I wish we had that.
Yeah. He had 20 points. Which is not his highest point total, but he had 20 points. And the Kraken said, go f*** yourself. We're just going to get a 5th-round pick for you. Which was the dumbest thing they could have done, honestly.
Where do you see someone like Brian Newman going? Do you see him coming back home?
No. I don't want him back here. because he's gonna shit the bed here. He doesn't. His time here was up.
Yeah, it was
by the time he left.
Oh, it was. But anything better than Graves.
I could kind of see him going to Tampa
and join Gensel back.
I could see it.
No, they have a lot more problem. Oh, they have an old defenseman core, and they're going to add another old guy down there.
Maybe that's what they like. I don't know.
Maybe. Well,
their biggest free agent out of them all is a restricted guy, Luke Hughes.
What do you do there?
8-year deal.
8 year?
8 year, $6 million.
But you also he's the only Hughes brother on that team, right? Or no,
Jack.
Jack's on there. So
maybe do you even match Jack's contract?
I think you're gonna have to.
Because Jack makes 8.
Yeah, match it. Why not? Have the brothers on the same pedestal because that's what they are for that team.
Maybe.
So I see him there. There's another one that I'm looking at restricted free agent too is Cody Glass. He's been solid for them all year too.
He's
another Penguin.
He's so
that we let good.
Cody Glass is so confusing. So, okay, 51 games with the Penguins. He had 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. Then gets traded to the Devils at the deadline. 14 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. This guy was a 6th overall pick in 2017. He cracked 30 points once.
But the thing about Cody is that he does more than just score, though.
Yeah.
And he's a physical player. So I was like, I wouldn't say sign him for another 2-year deal and go from there.
Like, you think he stays with the Devils?
I think that Devils are going to keep him around because they need a somewhat physical force on that team.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see what a full year of him there would do. And then how about another Penguin legend, unrestricted, Daniel Sprong, the Josh Johnson of the NHL. Where's his next stop?
Definitely not going to be Jersey.
Nope. I don't know where this man goes.
He's only 28, though.
Which is insane.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah. Let's just look at his career track. Has he been with the team for more than 2 years?
I don't think.
Okay, so he was drafted 46th overall by the Penguins in 2015. Spent 3 years with the Penguins, so he actually didn't play for us in the 16-17 season. I guess he was hurt or something. I don't know. But he's got a cup.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Anaheim.
Dumb move.
At
that time, it wasn't a dumb move because they were just 2 years removed from a Western Conference appearance.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, that was weird. Then he goes to Washington for 2 years. He actually does okay there. Then he goes to Seattle, has his career year in Seattle in 22-23 when the Kraken didn't suck for the 1 year. 21 goals, 25 assists, 46 points. Then he signs a 1-year deal with the Red Wings, has 18 goals, 25 assists, 43 points. I don't know why the Red Wings didn't keep him, to be honest.
Well,
it's Steve Yzerman.
Yeah, it's just Steve Yzerman doing Yzerman things.
Yeah, but then he gets a 1-year deal right before the season starts with the Canucks. Last 9 whole games there before he gets traded back to Seattle. He does nothing there. He ends up spending most of the time he was back in Seattle in Coachella Valley. And then he gets traded to the Devils for a bag of chips.
Tell you what, on my NHL 26, Daniel Sprong is currently on the Pittsburgh Penguins.
How's he doing there?
He's not doing too bad. You know, I'm a first liner, right winger for the Penguins. Daniel Sprong is on the second liner. is a second liner at the moment. And when I was on the second line, I gave him 26 points.
Damn.
So, yeah. So, I mean, for me, Daniel Sprong, I wouldn't mind him back up here.
Yeah.
Why not? You got to add some base to your third or fourth line.
Would you rather have him or Kevin LeBanc on the fourth line?
Oh, Daniel.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
That's not even a question for me.
Do you think he'd play well with a guy like Ville Koivunen?
I think he will.
On a lower line like that?
I think he will. I mean, granted, it's a contrast of styles, but I think they would actually work really well together.
Yeah. And then you just got guys. You got Nolan Foote, Nathan Bastian, Justin Dowling. Curtis Lazar is kind of an interesting name. He's practically a defenseman.
Yeah.
2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. 48 games.
You're a defenseman.
But he's a forward.
That's just insane.
Yeah. 17th overall pick in 2013.
And we thought we had it bad here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what really happens with him, but yeah, I like to see what they do with Cody Glass. You gotta lock up Luke Hughes.
That should be your first thing.
That should be your first priority. Then I know he's older, but Markstrom's only got 1 year left. Do you give him like a 3-year extension?
No.
No?
Why? There's a guy that's 1 year left in his career. Why give him the extra money?
He was a Vezina finalist a couple of years ago.
Okay, and what did he do for you this year? So I think you guys start looking for a long-term option in your goalie room,
which they might have with Nico Dawes. You don't really know.
You don't know until he's up more.
Yeah,
but that's also taking a shot in the dark.
But at the same time, the trade with Vegas an off season ago, getting rid of Akira Schmidt might have been their worst possible move.
Yeah,
in that goalie tandem, because Akira Schmidt looked good.
Yeah, he looked real good for them. All right, well, let's move over to the New York Islanders. They have a lot of restricted free agents this time around than unrestricted.
Yeah.
Which is good because they have a choice of what they want to do after having a terrible year.
Yeah. So in the last week and a half, they did re-sign Kyle Palmieri to a 2-year, $4.75 million deal. That's fine.
Matt Martin still plays in the NHL?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He's only 36, which is insane.
I feel like I've heard that name, my entire life.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at the forwards, yeah, Matt Martin is the big one.
Technically.
On the fourth line. Or on the fourth line, in the forwards. I don't know what happens with him. Does he retire?
The twilight of his career. I can see him retiring.
This season, ow.
Yeah.
32 goals. Or, no, not 32 goals. 32 games. A whole 0 goals. 2 assists. So we thought Ryan Graves was bad.
Yeah, but
Ryan Graves is not 36 years old.
Yeah, but he's also 6'2" and don't use his body. Yeah. So that's a whole thing.
He's 6'5".
6'5". Again, even worse. 6'5", don't use your body. But yeah, I see Matt Martin retiring and be like, okay, I didn't play well this year. I can't keep up with the younger style of the AHL, so I think it's time.
Yeah, and then you've got a lot of young guys in your forward core. So Hudson Fasching, I see him locking.
I see him locking too.
Because he was a 4th-round pick. So he doesn't have super high expectations. But he's just not. He hasn't impressed me. They
do got to figure out what they got to do with Noah Dobson, though.
Does he only have 1 year left?
He's a restricted free agent right now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dubas?
Yeah, maybe see what we can do for him.
Offer sheet? Pull out the offer sheet card.
Alexander Romanov is another one. He's 25. And those are two really good defensemen, which is what we need, young defensemen.
That Romanov trade was good.
That was real good.
That was good. Okay. Another forward, a little more impressive, Simon Holmstrom. He was a 23rd overall pick in 2019.
He is 24 years old.
He had 20 goals, 25 assists, 45 points in 75 games this year.
Yeah. So, look,
3-year deal? Bridge deal?
They got to do something, man. They don't have a lot of cap room. How much cap room do they have?
With the cap going up, they're estimated to have about $20 million.
For having this amount of restricted free agents, they don't have a lot of room, so someone's going to have to go.
Yeah. By no means, I know he's not even 30. By no means do you re-sign Tony DeAngelo.
Oh, no.
I don't want to badmouth anyone, but Tony DeAngelo is a moron.
He is.
Anyways, Mike Riley. Look, he missed most of last season after open heart surgery. I don't know.
I don't know either what to do there.
I don't know. But Noah Dobson is obviously your number one priority.
Agreed.
Noah Dobson is 25 years old.
Like, that could be your future.
Yeah.
So you got to lock that up.
Noah Dobson, look, he's that... He might be their... I don't know. I don't even know what to say about him. Like, he's a damn good player.
He is a damn good player.
I think he's kind of underrated.
I think he's rated right where he needs to be.
Yeah. Romanov, yeah, you gotta look at him. Can't believe they flipped Romanov for Kirby Dach and they won that trade.
That's it. That's just, circumstantial things that came down to work for that trade.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to the Rangers. They officially got a new coach. They got Mike Sullivan's their new coach. So they have a lot of turnaround going on.
But they don't even have $10 million in available cap space.
And they have a crap ton of free agents.
It's a lot of like lower end guys though. So
what do you mean Riley Nash is a free agent? That's a big name.
Riley Nash? Is that a name that just came out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Where? What?
It made me laugh right here. Riley Nash, center, right? 36 years old.
Is he in Hartford?
I guess he is.
What the fuck?
I recognize the name.
Oh my god, there he is. What? I forgot he was a person.
He had that one okay year. Everyone was talking about
hell?
him. He dropped off the face of the earth.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Oh wait, they have another top tier free agent. Okay, Louis Dominguez a free agent. Okay. That's a big deal, okay? Spicy Pork Man himself, okay? Game 4 legend, okay?
Oh, I miss Louis Dominguez so much.
Okay, don't you speak ill will about Louis Dominguez.
Okay, so
you want to rephrase what you said about the Rangers? They have a lot of big free agents, okay?
Okay, so looking at their NHL roster, their biggest free agent right now is Keandre Miller.
He's a restricted one. He's 25 years old. He shoots left and he's defense.
He's enormous.
Yeah.
Do you know who the draft pick originally belonged to? That was him.
That was us, wasn't it?
It was us.
It was us.
Offer sheet him and bring him home?
I mean, I don't see, because he's gonna be more than what they have left in the cap room. At least for the Rangers.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. Look, Chris Drury's dumb enough to let him walk.
Yeah.
So you don't really know what's going to happen until it happens. But then in the rest of their defensive court, you've got Calvin DeHaan, who's an unrestricted free agent. He's going to walk.
Yes.
Matt Robertson, I don't even know who you are.
Zachary Jones.
Zach Jones is interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's a defensive guy. He's a defensive defenseman. He's a pure defensive defenseman. But he's good at what he does. So
Sign him to a 2-year contract.
2-year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a bridge deal. Because then he can become a restricted free agent at the end of that again.
Yeah.
But then their forwards, you've got Nick Obey-Kubel is your only unrestricted free agent.
Which isn't bad to have as your only unrestricted. It could be worse.
Yeah. I don't know. 1-year deal, maybe? He played 3 games for the Rangers. He had 2 penalty minutes.
He is the
He laid a donut.
Yeah, I mean he has what's that big defenseman that fights all the time? Why am I forgetting his name?
Matt Rempe?
Yeah,
he's not a defenseman. He's a forward.
Yeah, but he has the Rempe stats.
He's got the and Matt Rempe is a restricted.
Don't even think about it.
No.
Don't even think about it.
No.
Not worth any type of money.
Wait, what? For us or?
Yeah, no, I am not even thinking about him bringing. We don't need him.
We don't need him. No.
We have that one guy that fights all the time. We're fine.
Yeah. Boko.
Yeah.
We'll get to him. But then there's 2 forwards that are restricted that they're young guys. Arthur Kaliev, he was a waiver claim after kind of just trying to get the hell away from the Kings, which
don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't really blame
Edmonton's little brothers.
Off. But he was the 33rd overall pick in 2019. The Kings just gave him shit. They gave him the shit end of the stick.
Not just a normal Kings thing to do.
All right.
Just saying. You lose to the same team 4 years in a row.
14 games with the Rangers once he got claimed off waivers. 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. Maybe a 1-year deal to see where he's at in a full season. And then kind of go from there. I don't really know. But then Will Cooley.
That's what I was about to say. That's another one I saw. He's only 23. He's a lefty. He's a winger.
3-year deal minimum.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a 3 to 4 year guy.
I mean,
and then make that contract a wiggle room available contract.
Within the next 2 to 3 years, he could be a primary second liner.
He could be. But it's also an investment.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do an investment on a team that is in the middle of a turnaround type of season.
But he's had 20-goal season.
Yeah, you're right.
So I would say give him a solid deal. And then, oh boy, 1 year left. Artemi Panarin has 1 year left at $11.6 million.
That was such a terrible contract.
What do you do? Do you extend him?
No.
No?
No.
He's 33.
You see Chad Rubio is also unrestricted free agent?
Bullshit.
No, mama bullshitting you.
Oh my God, he's in Hartford.
Yeah?
Oh my God.
I mean, I know I'm regular with these guys, but I'm recognizing them thinking, holy we're still in the league.
He's in Hartford. He's 35. Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Well, that being said, let's go over to the second best team in PA. Let's go to the Flyers.
The third best team. You gotta give that to the. You gotta give it to the Hershey Bears.
Oh no, sorry, they're the fourth best team. Pens, Wilkes-Barre, Hershey, then them.
Yes.
In that order. Their only big free agent I honestly see is Cameron York, and he's a restricted free agent.
Yeah. So they don't have a single unrestricted.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah. Look.
Oh, well, that's all down on the. Those guys are all down in Lehigh Valley.
So they have a cup. So they're set for a little bit.
Yeah, so they're in good shape. So Cam York,
24, Isaac.
He's 24. He was the 14th overall pick in 2019. 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points in 64 games.
I think you gotta lock him.
You lock him after that?
Mm-hmm. He still has room to improve.
He does.
And I think him and you also got Ekblad this locked down too. Because he's 26, Ekblad is, but he's still a reliable winger for you.
Who are you looking at?
Oscar Ekblad?
Oh.
Eklund?
Oscar Eklund. Okay. Okay, so he must be in Lehigh Valley. Okay. The only other free agent I see on the NHL roster is Jacob Pelletier.
They're going to let him walk. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I feel like he's a guy that would get offer sheeted.
Yeah.
He was a 26th overall pick in 2019.
Sorry, I just jumped ahead to us. Holy f***.
Oh, no. Is it bad?
Oh, we have a couple guys. And nobody that's like a major deal, but like it's like, holy f***, we have a lot.
Okay. So Jacob Pelletier, 24 games with the Flames this season, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. 25 games with the Flyers, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. He was part of the trade that sent Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee to the Flames. Sorry to say, but the Flames won that trade.
Yeah, they did.
Because Andrei Kuzmenko was also in that trade. Andrei Kuzmenko's with the Kings now.
Yeah.
Andrei Kuzmenko did really fucking well with the Kings. So... Ugh. Yeesh. At least the Flyers are in solid shape. Danny Briere knows how to get done.
Yeah, he does.
So...
Oh, let's see what they do. All right, now let's go to the best team in PA.
Okay.
Let's talk about our Penguins.
We've got $24.5 million in cap space. We finally feel comfortable with our amount of fucking cap space. It's so refreshing.
But before we talk about our actual free agents, we gotta talk about a discussion that came up a couple times when we have a shift on here. We talked about everybody's favorite goalie, Tristan Jarry. What do? Do we buy him out? Since we have the cap room to buy him out?
Do you waive him? I don't know.
It's not like we have anybody crucial on our free agency list.
Yeah. The only guy that I'm like, he's tough. I want them to re-sign him, but I don't think they're going to, is Matt Grzelcyk.
Yeah, I want to keep Grzelcyk on. He played good for us. I want P.O. Joseph off this team as quick as possible.
Okay, so Matt Grzelcyk, look, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
But, he only had 1 goal. But he had 39 assists. He was top... He had to have been top 5 in assists on the team.
Oh, definitely. And that's with some of the better offensive guys. So,
look,
keep him around.
I'd say 3-year deal for him if you do decide to keep. A
3-year small contract so you have room to move.
He made 2.75 this year. I'd say a 3-year deal at around the same figure would be ideal.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I wouldn't mind us keeping Matt Nieto around either.
No.
Yes. Not.
No.
Give him a prove it deal.
He's useless.
Give him a prove it deal. Why not? I want P.O. Joseph gone.
I want P.O. Joseph to sign a AHL only deal.
Yeah, it is. He is not good.
No. I'm sorry for him, but
Connor Dewar, I can live without.
Bridge deal, please. Bridge deal, please.
Bedstrom.
Same thing with Tomasino.
Yeah.
Bridge deal, please.
What do you feel about Bemstrom?
Who?
Bemstrom.
Oh, Emil Bemstrom. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
There is.
But let's talk about our Mr. Fist of Fury, Boko Imama.
Oh, I hope we keep him, man. Like, I get it. He doesn't do much in the offense, but
4-year deal, please.
we need a guy who can fight, and we need a guy who will, be that third line menace. That
We need either him to fight or Jack St. Ivany needs to stay on the NHL roster full time.
Yeah,
I know which one I'd rather have.
yeah. So, anyways, I'd be happy with what we do, but I would love to keep him around.
Yeah.
He makes me happy as an old school hockey fan that loves fights and loves being hit. There's
Yeah.
also one that came up a couple times that I'm surprised isn't unrestricted. Philip Kral, defenseman.
Oh. Yeah, he's interesting.
Because I'm not saying he was great when he came up.
He wasn't great, but he was fine.
Yeah, he was okay for us.
Yeah.
So that's the only other one I'm thinking, well, we probably should do something about.
Do you look ahead a year and look at Ville Koivunen? Because he's a restricted next year.
No. Deal with that next year.
Deal with that next year?
That's a next year problem. What is our next year free agency list looking like?
We've got, on the NHL roster, we've got Gino's the big one.
Yeah, he's gone. He's retiring. I think this is his last year.
Hazy.
No, if we worry about Ned, that's not a big deal.
Hino.
Achari.
Lizotte.
Lizotte. Pinkerton. Pinkering.
Ryan Shea.
Blomqvist.
Shit.
Sebastian Aho.
Koyachuk.
Larson. Polian. Oh, wow. We have a
Pustonen.
big offseason coming up. I think Evgeny, if he signs, it's going to be a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
But we're jumping ahead. Let's keep it rolling on this year. Let's round it out with the Washington Capitals.
All right.
I just went into the teams and I just saw UTA Mammoths, and it threw me off for a second. I thought I was in the AHL.
Okay, so $9.3 million in projected cap space. Good fuck. Okay.
They have Backstrom to sign. They have Oshie to sign, who is coming back, by the way.
No, he's not.
I think he's coming back.
No, the fuck he's not. His back injury's way too bad.
He said he wants to come back.
He wants to come back. Backstrom signed in Sweden, so they don't have to worry about that.
That's good, at least. So that's off their books.
So
I don't see anybody else really that big.
Lars Eller?
Maybe Ethan Bear could be another big one for them.
Ethan Bear is so unimpressive.
Anthony
Beauvillier.
Yeah, I could see him being somewhat good for that.
Beauvillier, I kind of want to see him go to the Wild.
Yeah.
Lars Eller, I think he ends up staying on like a 2 to 3 year deal.
Yeah, Ronaldo's career there.
Yeah. Andrew Mangiapane is interesting. I don't really know what to do with him.
Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Jump up a year for the Caps.
Oh, no.
And just look at the first two names that come out.
Ovi, obviously.
And Carlson.
John Carlson, too? Holy fuck. Whoa, okay.
So maybe Carlson is a
look ahead
trade deadline type of player this upcoming year. Trevor Van Riemsdyk is also on that list for them next year. Unrestricted, by the way. Wow. I don't know why I decided to look up, but I'm kind of happy I did.
Yeah. Look, they're not going to shop Ovi.
No. Ovi's going to finish up this year.
Yeah. And then, but in terms of this year, like,
this is a small offseason for them.
Andrew Mangiapane is the guy you're worrying about the most. Alexiev, too, and the restricted free agent. But
everything else is like they're minor league players that, like,
yeah,
you can do without. I don't see anything like jumping at me.
You really think Oshie's going to come back?
I do think he's going to come back and finish out one more year in the NHL. I do.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, well, that was it for the Metro Division. We're going to take a little break because I got to use the bathroom. Where we will come back with the NFL, which will be here in the long-awaited rant. to see what the Steelers did. All right, welcome back to Thielet and Graves podcast. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we're just two dudes like to yap about sports. Well, it's time. It's the time to talk about the NFL. We are officially, I want to say, 12 to 13 Sundays from a game at Heinz Field. We are
Heinz Field.
Sorry,
yes.
Acrisure Stadium.
No. I'm not telling you to fix it. I'm telling you to keep it.
Yeah. And so we get a game here, and then we are 11 weeks away from college football. Sorry, 10 weeks away from college football now. So we are getting close, okay? We are officially into mandatory OTA season, minicamp season.
Yeah.
Well,
you might see us at training camp in Latrobe.
We might make a trip up to Latrobe. We'll see. Well, let's just talk about it. This was a big week for the NFL out of nowhere. Just out of the sudden, NFL teams decided to make the news they wanted to make. Well, there was a big signing that happened over the weekend. And his name is Nick Chubb. Yeah, I'm teasing you guys. Nick Chubb expected to sign the Texans today. That's a big get. That running back room is about to be insanely physical.
Nicholas Chubbington and Joe Mixon.
That's a physical duo right there.
That's a sick duo.
Both AFC North guys finally pairing up together.
Yeah.
If I'm CJ Stroud, I'm very happy to have that in my backfield.
You're coming together to unify from Dumpster City in Cleveland and Identity Crisis City
in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Well, that was a big news, and it was also we had a retirement over the week. As last week we missed because we were in the middle of recording. The Lions All-Pro center Frank Ragnow announces retirement at the age of 29.
That was surprising.
He had a lot of neck injuries.
He did.
He had a couple neck injuries. I think it was expected to happen from the franchise standpoint because they did draft his replacement.
Yeah.
But it was a big key role in the offensive line. Lost a staple for them. Happy to hear that he's able to walk out of the career with the neck injuries he's had. But it's a big hit for the Lions. It's not going to swim where I think how good they're going to be this year because they're going to be still a damn good Lions team.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Let's get into the news that happened this morning.
Yes.
I was thrown out of my fucking seat when I saw this.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander released by the Green Bay Packers. What? So
they've been in contract discussions that have been very bad for the past 6 months.
So he just told them to go fuck themselves?
So, yeah, he wanted to trade because they weren't figuring out the contract. And then no team wanted him around draft season. So I guess they wanted a lot for Alexander. And Shefty basically said that it was either they get the deal done or Alexander wants to pick where he wants to play. There's talk that he might go to Indy.
Ew.
I know. I wouldn't mind him here.
I wouldn't mind him here either.
But granted, yes, he's in the media a decent amount, but the stuff he does in the media is just really funny.
I could weirdly see him going to Jerry's World.
Yeah, I could see him going to Jerry's World. I could see him also going to Seattle.
Yeah.
Or Minnesota.
Pull an Aaron Jones 2.0.
Yeah, and go to a rival. I mean, he has a large market. He's young. He's honestly a really good corner.
Yeah, he's a really good corner. He just talks a lot of shit.
No, that's fine. I don't mind a shit talker if he can back it up, which Alexander can.
Yeah.
The only problem is that he has that lingering injury problem.
He does.
He gets injured a decent amount.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole toss-up conversation.
Yeah.
But the Bengals did something which surprised me a little bit. Jermaine Pratt, a 10-year captain for them. Okay, this is not just a normal vet. This was a captain for them. Gets released this morning. Gets released actually around 11 o'clock-ish.
Yeah. Right as we were coming in.
Yeah.
And then walking out to go retrieve an SD card.
Yes. Walking in and walking out, I was able to watch a little bit of the McAfee show. Wow.
I'm so smart.
Yeah. Great move.
Anyways.
But I think that they did this to free up room from Trey.
Yeah, well, you know the Bengals are going to do something stupid and still not re-sign Trey. But you got to hope this is for Trey
But if they're not going to
Hendrickson.
re-sign Trey, you just took another good defenseman off of your terrible defense.
Yeah.
So, like, what was the point of doing this then?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have a large cap hit, so I don't know why. Ugh.
Yeah. It's
Mind-boggling.
Bungles gonna bungles.
Yeah, they definitely are. All right, well, let's get into it. We bounced around it. I teased you guys a little bit. Well, the Steelers made a move at quarterback position, and it was not naming their starter. It was signing an old player.
An old head.
Aaron Rodgers officially Pittsburgh Steelers.
Aaron f***ing Rodgers. Look, there's been rumors since
the beginning of the offseason
that this was gonna happen, but fuck my life.
I'm happy it wasn't the $90 million that was rumored. Happy is it just a 10-year deal that can be worth
10-year deal?
Not 10-year, $10 million deal.
I was gonna say that'd be hell.
There's an interesting quote I'm picking up from from Rap Sheet that he said. I'm trying to pull it up here. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of happy that it's a lesser contract. Because the $10 million number makes sense because it allows the Steelers to build the team around him.
Yeah.
And
so
I want you. Brady took less when he went to Tampa.
Yeah.
Peyton took less when he went to
Denver.
And then Elway took less too when he left. So maybe this wasn't a great deal. I mean, this wasn't a bad deal overall. But this just goes. Okay, so this is the graphic I saw. 1 year deal, average salary is $13.65, guaranteed $10 million, max value of $19.5, with $5.85 million of incentives.
Okay.
So, oh my God, it's just dumb. This is really dumb.
Yeah.
This is okay. I'm getting into it. Steelers are in this identity crisis. We should be in rebuild mode.
Yeah.
We should be in rebuild mode. But we're so hard-headed to realize they're in rebuild mode and doesn't know how to rebuild.
Yeah.
And refuse to realize rebuilding. So what do? We go grab an old quarterback that can't move with a bad offensive line. I've talked about this with my friends. They said, Thielet, the line was hurt last year. I don't give a flying shit their line was hurt last year. They aren't that good. They're not a good offensive line. We need a mobile quarterback. We need a guy who can get in and out of the pocket. Mason Rudolph can somewhat move out of the pocket. Will Howard is young, has legs. He's able to run. Aaron Rodgers cannot run the goddamn football.
No,
he can't.
No.
So he's going to get cracked week in and week out, play after play. So what are we doing? And we also have to sign TJ Watt. Why are we bringing these guys in from the outside and not signing our own? Like, what are we doing?
Rooney, what the f***?
I don't even think this is a Rooney conversation.
You think this is an Omar conversation?
No, I don't. I don't even think this is Omar. I think Tomlin is making choices for Omar. Because let's think about it. What quarterback did Mike Tomlin want? Aaron Rodgers. This is a well-known thing. So, I think Omar Khan finally has the quarterback he wants in Will Howard.
Yeah.
But Mike Tomlin, being the stubborn man he is, which, Grant, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I will admit it.
One of the best coaches in NFL history.
But some of his decision-making just baffles me, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is going to work well because of Arthur Smith as well. Because Arthur Smith very high-strung offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, very high-strung quarterback. They're going to butt heads the entire season.
Yeah.
Because Arthur Smith is going to want to run the ball.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers wins most of the time because Aaron Rodgers has a high football IQ.
I mean, he's lucky that he's got two really good running backs. He's got a young, promising rookie and Jalen fucking Warren.
And all I hope is that Rodgers helps Will Howard.
Yeah.
That's all I want him. Look, if we play out of our mind this year and we have a good season, I'll be happy at the end of the day.
If Aaron Rodgers does the toxic shit that he's known for doing, get him the fuck out of here by the trade deadline.
Yes, agreed. But the thing about it, if we play good and we have a good year, will I be happy with it? Yes. But all I want Rodgers to do is go in, play some good ball, and teach our young stud.
Yeah.
That's all I want him to do.
He could teach Mason Rudolph a thing or two.
Oh, well, Mason Rudolph is a done deal. Like, he's gone. I don't think he's staying here after this year.
I don't know.
It's just mind-boggling. And then now we are in talks with the Miami Dolphins for Johan Johnson. I mean, not Johan.
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith.
We don't need
a third tight end.
We don't need a fucking eighth tight end.
We have two tight ends.
Pat Darnell.
Yeah, I'm not even counting Connor Hayward because
he's a fullback. Let's be honest.
He's a waste of a roster spot, in my opinion. I'm not going to get in that conversation because that's just a whole nother thing. But we need a receiver. I'm sorry, Roman Wilson's not going to be our guy. He's going to be good, but he's not going to be our number two. No. We need to get a number two. We worked out Gabe Davis. Wouldn't mind him plugged into the number two spot. We end up signing him.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking tired of us not making the right moves.
Yeah, I don't.
We have all these goddamn picks for this 2026 draft. All these picks. Why don't we use some of these picks and get a receiver too if we wanted to get rid of George?
Yeah. And here's the thing. You bring up George. Why do we get rid of a head case and then bring in an even worse head case?
If this doesn't go well, someone has to be fired.
Tomlin.
I don't want to call for his job because he does a great job here. He's done a great job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe he lost his touch.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's time for the Steelers to. I think the entire franchise need a facelift. Yeah, it just. I hate this. I hate this move. I mean, I get it. You want a solidify guy. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a 4-time MVP.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, top 10 passer of all time. Some people's Mount Rushmore. So we're not getting like a Kirk Cousins.
No.
We're not getting a Ryan Tannehill. We're getting a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But how good of a Hall of Famer is he going to be? What version of Aaron Rodgers are we going to get? Because if we get that Jets version, you might see Ryan Thielet lose his shit the entire season on the pod. You might see him very fired, especially if we're recording on Mondays. You're going to see a very fired up Ryan coming into pod days. Because it will be very loud here from me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's move over to our predictions.
Yeah, so we've got the NFC South this week. So fun.
Yay. I love the NFC South.
Fun.
So excited.
All right.
Woo!
So we're going to start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Best team in the division.
Yeah, and it's not even close.
All right, week 1, they take on the Atlanta Falcons at Atlanta. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win.
Yep. Week 2, Monday Night Football at Houston. Give me a loss there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game. That's going to be a really fucking good game.
It's going to be a really good game. Week 3, they take on the Jets at home for their home opener.
Win.
That's a little bit of a late home opener.
Yeah, it is kind of a late home opener.
All right, I give Tampa Bay the win.
Yeah, that's a win there. Week 4, we already got a win, or I have a win.
I have a win also.
Against the Eagles. Week 5.
Oh, no, sorry. I have a loss against the Eagles.
Week 5, win against the Seahawks.
Away win, same.
Yeah. Week 6, I've got a win against the 49ers.
Now they take on Detroit in Detroit on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
They'll be at this point. They'll be 6-2.
Loss. Yeah. Week 8 at New Orleans.
Win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Week 9 is a Week 9 bye week.
Perfect time bye week.
Yes.
Literally perfect. And then Week 10 at home against the Patriots without Tom Brady.
Win.
Yeah, give me a win there. Week 11 at Buffalo.
Loss.
Yeah, give me a loss there. Week 12 at the Rams.
I have Buccaneers winning that game.
I have that as a win. Week 13 at home against the Cardinals. I have that as a win.
I have that as a win also.
Week 14 at home against the Saints.
That's a win.
That's a win. Week 15, Thursday Night Football at home against the Falcons.
Win.
Give me a loss.
I'm taking a win there.
That's tough, but I'm taking a loss there. Week 16 at Carolina.
Loss.
Give me a win there. Week 17 at Miami. Win.
And then I have them winning against Carolina Week 18.
Yeah. So for me, that puts them at 13-4.
I have them as 12-5 on the year and 5-1 in the division.
It could happen.
It could happen. Very much happen.
Yeah. All right. Let's go over to Atlanta. The Dirty Birds.
Oh, okay. We're going to Atlanta. I thought we were going to Carolina. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, let's go to the Dirty Birds. They're going to have a terrible year.
You think so?
They're going to have a so-so year, but they also have a rookie quarterback playing for the first time.
Yeah, for a first full season.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little rough because you're having a young guy. So we'll see.
Okay.
Let's get started with week 1 as they take on the Buccaneers. As we all just said, the Buccaneers are going to win that game.
Yep. So that's a loss for the Falcons. Week 2, Sunday Night Football. Kirk Thuggins returns to Minnesota.
This is actually, I'm not even thinking about Kirk Cousins returning. This is a national championship rematch between J.J. McCarthy
you're right.
Michael Penix Jr. In the 2023 national championship game when it was Washington Huskies versus the
Michigan Wolverines.
Michigan Wolverines.
Loss.
I think Penix is going to get his revenge against JJ.
Ooh, okay. All right. Week 3 at Carolina.
Loss.
Yeah, loss. Week 4 at home against the Commies. That's a loss. And then a week 5 bye week. What the hell is this?
Oh, that's rough.
What the is this? Is that no? That's not international, which is even worse. The Steelers, they have a week 5 bye.
Yeah, but we're international.
We're in Ireland the week before, so
that makes sense.
Yeah. Week 6, Monday Night Football at home against the Bills. Loss.
Big loss.
Huge loss. Week 7 at the 49ers. Win. Week 8 at home against the Dolphins.
I have them winning this game.
Yeah, give me a win there. Week 9 at home, on the road against the Patriots.
Pat's winning.
Yeah, give me a loss there. And then Week 10 at Indy.
Colts.
Really? I'm going to take a win there. Week 11.
I'm going to surprise you here. I think Robbie Leonard's going to be playing Week 10.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, all right.
He's currently QB3. Anthony Richardson is going to get hurt like he normally does.
And then
Daniel Jones is going to be Daniel Jones, so they're going to go to Robbie Leonard.
Vanilla Vic. Week 11 at home against the Panthers.
Panthers win.
Yeah, give me a Panthers win there. Week 12 at New Orleans.
New Orleans is going to win this one.
Yeah, that's a trap game. Week 13 at the Jets.
I think they're going to win.
Yeah, that's a win. Week 14 at home against the Seahawks.
I had them winning that game.
I had that as a win. Week 15.
We had the Bucks winning
at Tampa. No, I had a Falcons win.
You had the surprise. Yeah.
Week 16 at the Cardinals. I had a Cardinals win.
I did as well.
Week 17 at home against the Rams. I had a Rams win.
I had the Rams win as well.
And then week 18 at home against the Saints. That's a win.
That's a win.
So that puts them at 7-10.
5-12. And
Yikes.
one fight in the division.
Woof.
All right, let's go to the Panthers.
All right. They're not going to be a 5-win team again this year.
No, they're going to be a better team.
They're going to be a better team.
I already have them right now before we get started 7-2.
How?
Because I have a couple upsets.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Week 1 at Jacksonville. Win.
Loss.
Really? Okay. You think Travis is going to have a big first game?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Week 2 at Arizona.
And that's going to be a Trevor Lawrence firepower game. And it's also a rematch of an Alabama quarterback versus a Clemson quarterback, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
I want you to remember that one. As a college football fan, you're thinking you don't see that too often anymore, as Trevor Lawrence don't take on Bryce Young as much as they used to.
They did play each other. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
All right. Week 2 at Arizona.
I have them winning that game.
I have Arizona winning that game. Let me go to Carolina over here so I can make sure I'm not missing any prime time. Week 3 at the Falcons or at home against the Falcons, win. Week 4 at the Patriots.
I have Pats winning.
Yeah, I'll take a Pats win there. Week 5 at home against the Dolphins, win.
Mm-hmm.
Week 6 at home against Jerry's World.
I have Carolina winning this one.
I have Dallas winning this one.
I don't think Dallas is going to be that good this year.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be that good either. I have them at 5-12, but
yeah. What I had them in low too. I had them 7-10.
Yeah. Week 7 at the Jets.
Chop game. I had the Jets winning.
Yeah, give me a loss there. Week 8 at home against the Bills, loss.
Yeah, that's the Bills.
Week 9 at Green Bay.
Win.
Yeah. It's gonna be close.
It's gonna be a very close.
That's gonna be a f***ing good game. That's gonna be a really good game. May not seem like it, but it is. Week 10 at home against the Saints.
Win.
Week 11 at home or at the Falcons. Win. Week 12 at the 49ers. Monday Night Football for some ungodly reason. Win. Week 13.
Wait. Which one are you at?
Week 12.
Week 12, I have San Francisco winning that one.
You have San Francisco. I have Carolina winning that one.
Week 13, I have Carolina winning.
Yeah, I have Carolina winning. Then a week 14 bye week.
Late bye week.
Shoot me. Week 15 at the Saints, win.
I have them losing.
You have them losing to the Saints?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be riding in high after beating the Rams, going to week 14 of the bye, and then get smacked by the New Orleans. They're gonna be a chop game.
All right, week 16.
I have Carolina winning against Tampa Bay.
I have Tampa winning that one. Actually, I have Tampa beating them in week 16 and week 18. But then I have them winning against the Seahawks.
I have them winning against 17. The Seahawks too.
So
week 18, I have the Buccaneers winning.
I have the Bucs winning in that one. So that puts them for me at 10-7.
Same here, 10-7, second place in the division. Now let's go down to the Saints,
who I already have at 1-10.
I have them at 3-8 right now.
Shit. Okay, yeah, this is not going to be a good year for the Saints.
Nope.
All right, week 1, at home against the Cardinals, loss. Week 2, at home against the 49ers, loss. Week 3, at Seattle, loss. Week 4, at Buffalo, loss. Enormous loss. Like a 40-point loss.
Oh, great heavens, loss.
Yeah. Week 5, at home against the Giants,
win.
Loss.
I haven't winning that one.
Week 6, at home against the Pats, win.
Loss.
You have a loss there? I'm taking a win there.
Pats are going to be a sneaky good team, man.
They are. Week 7 at Chicago.
Chicago winning.
Win for Chicago, yeah. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing any primetime games.
I don't think Saints have too many primetime games.
They don't have any.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no prime time for them.
Jesus. Okay.
When your team's that bad, you don't get prime time.
Yeah. You know who else doesn't have prime time
Who?
in our division?
Oh, the Browns.
Yeah.
Thank gosh. I don't know if I can watch the Browns in prime time anymore.
Week 8 at home against the Bucks, loss.
Loss, yeah.
Week 9 at home
Loss.
at the Rams, loss. Week 10 at the Panthers, loss. Week 11 bye week, not that bad. Kind of late, but not that bad.
No, it's average.
Week 12 at the Saints, at the Saints. Jesus Christ.
Home.
At home against the Falcons. I'm losing it there.
All right, I have Saints winning that one.
I have them winning against Miami in Week 13.
We'll get to what I'm thinking.
Oh no.
I have them losing to Miami.
Okay. I have them.
Where are they at right now for me? 3-12. Okay.
I have them winning, or I have them losing to the Bucks. I have them losing to the Panthers.
Same.
I have them losing to the Jets.
Have them winning against Tennessee.
I have them winning against Tennessee, and then I have them losing to the Falcons in Week 18.
That Tennessee win is either going to break them. Right now, without the rest of the other teams, they are currently the first overall pick for me.
They are actually tied right now for the worst record for me with the Giants.
I have them at 4-13.
Yeah, I do too. It's not going to be a good year.
No, it's not.
It's going to be
It's going to be a miserable year for them.
Yeah.
I have them going 4-4 at home, 0-9 away, 1-10 versus teams above 0.091.
I have them 1-5 in the division.
Oh, I have where's my division record?
It's over on the side.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have them 2-4.
I mean, I have the Giants laying a donut against their division.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the rest of the year is for that division. That division, I think we might have a chance to see 2 teams out of that division.
Yeah, the Panthers can be good.
Yeah.
They have the power to do that.
But it's going to be a hard fought for that, man.
Is the NFC better than the AFC this year?
No.
No?
No. You got to think, the Chiefs are going to be good like usual. Buffalo Bills are going to be good. I think Houston's going to be good.
I think the Broncos are going to be a way better.
And you still got to go through Baltimore, the Bengals, who could be a sneaky good team. And you got, I mentioned the Bills already, right?
Yeah.
And then you also got the Broncos, who could be a good team as well.
And the Chargers.
So I think the AFC is still the better side of the NFL.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week on Thiele's birthday special, by the way.
Yes.
We will be predicting the AFC North.
Oh, it's going to be fun. This is going to be a great time. I'm going to love every second of it, and especially our schedule.
Yes.
Our schedule is going to make me so happy to do.
Yeah, next week's going to be a fun week. Holy yap and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Our division's going to be fun to do.
Yeah.
Well, until then, we'll see you next week. And stay tuned to our socials as we're still pumping out some of these schedule predictions so you guys see them as a quicker than going through the full episode. Well, that's it for us today. This was the Thielen and Grace podcast. I just want to say this was brought to you by the Center for Media Innovations at Point Park University. My name is Ryan Thielet.
My name is Isaac Graves.
And we'll see you next week.